Homies, program time. Shake them sheets, brush that grill, roll up that mat. Program time. Ha ha. Program time, baby. Early in the morning, get that ass up, baby. Let's get that money, biscuits and gravy. Keep one on top of the Colt 380. I don't move to the hood, say so. Calculated steps.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Young Dopey right here on the Program Time Podcast, episode 4, baby. Oh, shit. All right. Hey, we got a DJ, a special guest, Baby D. I don't know. She might get trigger happy with the fucking applause and shit, or the crickets or whatever, all of that. But it's her first time in the studio. She's excited. You know, she's from Orange County. Shout out to Orange County. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of good people over there. That's my folks. You know, she's the DJ today, so don't hold me accountable if she over here doing stupid shit on the on the fucking on the turntable, you know? All right. Hey, so I'm blessed to be here, you know, as you guys know, just yesterday, I bailed out of the county jail. You know, I know a lot of people have a lot of questions to ask. Like, I mean, some people are concerned. Some people are just curious, you know, because, you know, me coming up in this life, pursuing a career, I chose to be an entertainer and a rapper, you know. So it comes with my job, you know, to now I have fans, you know, I have people that support me, that choose to come to my music as therapy, you know, like it's very therapeutic for them, you know. So I owe it to those that help me, you know, pay my bills and also help me go through my anxiety and my problems, because I actually I ventilate through my music, you know. So being raised right here in Los Angeles, man, it's like Gotham City, you know. Like, you know, Batman and Joker and all that shit. Like, every time I see Batman, I'd be like, man, that's L.A. Gotham City. It's the same thing. Like, L.A.'s crazy. It's a crazy place to live in. And you're actually seeing what comes from it, you know? Like, you're actually seeing me being raised here and what we're going, like, what a person like me will go through, you know? And I guess it's called statistics, you know? It's called, you know, like how, you know, what the circumstances of LA give you, you know, and the fight against it, and to see how some end up, you know, and 9 times out of 10, the streets always win and we always lose, you know? So, I'm on an uphill battle in the streets in LA, and I'm getting a little older. So to me, I'm just starting to know that I can never win. You know, I'm never going to win. So I think that it's just time that, you know, like I realize that, and don't ever think that I'm special or like I'm like different than everyone else. Like, I got some of my OG homies. No, all of my OG homies are doing life. All of my loved ones are dead. And I think that, you know, Earth, whatever it is, that higher power, God, angels, the fight against good and evil, whatever it is, you know, that I was chosen to have this talent, and I have this talent, and I'm here to be a testament, you know. And maybe my music, you know, or maybe my podcast, or maybe I don't know what it is that I have, but if my testament was to save one person's life, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, you know. So From my understanding, I think that not think, but I met a lot of good people that that oh yeah, that's the snoring, no? You hear snoring? That's my dog. You think I should have her move? Nah. Yeah. Prairie, hey, shout out to Prairie. That's my dog. I don't know if you hear the snoring in the background. She was my rider. You know, like I call her my thunder buddy. I don't know if you ever see Ted, like in that movie Ted, that when he's all with his owner and they become thunder buddies. Well, when I was on the run, Prairie was right there with me, being my little thunder buddy. Like she was there with me. We bonded. So you know, my little Frenchie, you know, like me and her became very tight when I was going through my ordeal. And you know, I do apologize for the snoring in the background, but I relocated her to another corner, you know, because you know Frenchies do snore, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind it because I'm used to it. You know, she's innocent. So, but yeah, you know, back to you know, this unfortunate matter that I was going through, you know. So I just want y'all to know that it was a fucking journey. Straight up. It was a spiritual journey. And I thought that I went through some shit last time. I thought last time was gonna be it. And I know all the G's out there, we hear it all the time. Like, hey man, this the last time. This the last time. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Like, we are done, but the circumstances in Los Angeles, man, it just all odds are against us. You feel me? So I didn't plan on this. I don't want my fans or my family or anybody thinking that I'm over here looking for trouble all the time. You know, but sometimes, you know, God puts you through certain things, you know, and the only thing I could compare it to in my life is this story in the book of Job, you know, where he lost everything, you know, and his faith was being tested, and he lost his wife, he lost his kids, and his whole community was just looking at him like he was a failure, you know. So I could compare to him because no matter where I was at, I just left off from y'all a few months ago. I was just here doing everything. I was dropping songs. I had the baddest whips, the baddest women, the motherfucking clothes, the jewelry, the money, all of that. But all of that could be taken away in the snap of a finger. Unfortunately, man. You know, and I am a testament of that. And when you do, it hurts and all that, but your faith is being tested, you know? And I never gave up on my faith, you know, because I do believe in God, Jesus Christ, all of that, you know? That's a whole conversation, different conversation, but I never did give up on my faith. Everything got taken away from me in the snap of a finger over, you know, things that I would explain, you know what I'm saying? But the book of Job put things in perspective for me after, because I barely heard about that story recently, and that gave me faith, you know, more faith, like, oh shit, you know? And I'm not doing it because I feel like I'm gonna be blessed again. Like, nah, it's not like that, you know? Like, I do know that no matter what, like, I never gave up on my prayers. I never gave up on where my heart was at for my people. I was very concerned anywhere and everywhere that I went, and you know, I just think that, you know, with my faith and everything, that everything will be restored, you know, and I do have that confidence to know that in the end of the dark tunnel, there's a ray of sunshine, you know. So just to let y'all know that you know, these last 4 months, I have been living my life as a fugitive, you know? So I was on the run from the police, and not only then, because I am a two-striker, and with my type of record, um, you know, I could get on the top of the list for that type of shit, you know? So U.S. Marshals come after you. I was out on bail, so bounty hunters come after you. I couldn't go back to my hometown because, you know, I'm pretty sure my fucking face is somewhere in the Inglewood police station or something, you know? So it was very hard. And just know that I did not commit a crime. I did not go mess up and do something. Like, it wasn't like that. I'm explaining living life as a fugitive was because it was by choice, because my father got ill. So my father is like my best friend, and no, not like my best friend. He was my best friend. So um, I've been locked up almost my whole life, so I never really witnessed death, you know? So I always heard about homies passing away and friends and family, whatever it was, but I was always locked up, so I ain't never been to funerals or nothing like that. But this time around that I got out, it was about, I've been out like 2 years. I've been out 3 years, but about 2 years and a few months, I witnessed a few of my good friends that were sick, and they died because their organs were failing. So my father, I was hearing that his organs were failing. And, you know, just so you know, these last 2 years, I was blessed with the opportunity to be there with him and fight this battle with him. It's just that I didn't know what type of battle it was. All I know, it was health. Health is wealth, you know? You got to take care of yourself. And it just seemed like my father's past was catching up to him. But, you know, like, we're fighters, you know? Us men. Women are too, but I'm talking about like us in general. Like, hey, we're gonna fight this, pops. And I was taking him to the hospital, taking him to his appointments. But I think, not I think, like I said, COVID came in, so COVID wouldn't allow you to bring family members inside. So anytime that my father would go in the hospital or to his doctor's appointments, I couldn't go in there hand in hand with him, you know? Like, I had to wait in the parking lot or I had to wait for him to get out. So us Latinos, you know, just I might share this with some people. Some people might relate or some people might not. But us Latinos were raised off machismo, you know, and being macho. Us men, you know, and my father would always tell me that everything was okay, you know, and I think that he did that because he didn't want to hurt anybody in the family. But I would pick him up and I look at him like, hey, Pops, everything cool? And he'll look at me like, yeah, everything good. Like, the doctor said this, the doctor said that. And to me, I just feel like, all right. Like, hey, Dad, we need to exercise. We need to do good. We need to do this. Like, hey, man, like, you come live with me. Like, we could do this. We could do that. I had a lot of energy to be there for my family because I've been there for the homies and the neighborhood my whole life, you know? And, like, I just thought that I need to be there for my mother and father and my cousins and my sisters and my brothers, you know? Like, to me, it was just like, man, you know, we grew a little distant because I was always in the street. So I owed it to myself, to my own soul, to be right there for my father. And I was blessed with the opportunity to be there with him. But he wouldn't be up front with me about it, you know? So he was sick and he kept things away from the family. And once I seen the hearing that he had to be drained out because there was so much fluid in him, it reminded me of Spooky from the neighborhood, like from 18106. And that was like one of my mentors when I was a kid. That was like my somebody I looked up to when I was a kid. I seen that happening to him first, and I was just like, wow, like this dude used to be unstoppable, and now he's on this hospital bed, and like that was very hard to see. And then also, like when I was in Folsom State Prison, I became very, very, very tight with Grizzly from Harbor City, 255 Street. And then I seen him too. His family paid and everything, a lot of money to get a liver transplant. And, he still didn't make it, and God bless their souls, I know they, looking over us and everything. So when I speak on them, it's just through experience, to know that when that was happening with my pops, with my dad, I knew something was going on and the odds were against him, So I had a choice to make, I had court coming up. I'm a 2-striker. So it was either I leave it up to the judge to possibly give me a deal. And that was one of my biggest nightmares, was being incarcerated while my parents passed away. So, I just ran away from my biggest nightmare, straight up. I was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, and no disrespect towards the court, no disrespect towards the marshals, no disrespect towards any police department or anybody. Like I'm over here fighting a case, you feel me? So I'm not over here being cocky about it. I understand, like one thing through this spiritual journey is that I learned is that I needed to let go of my hate against law enforcement, because I would always be like, fuck the police. And I always be like, man, fuck the judge. And I always would be like, man, fuck anything against us, because you got to understand that law enforcement took all my friends, and I've been in riots against police and sheriffs. And, like I was there in the LA County Jail like 2005 when they was doing the flashlight treatment. Like they was over here breaking my homeboy's teeth and, shooting us with pepper balls. Like when it'll be a disagreement with them, So through this spiritual journey, like I just learned to let that go, like, you know what, man, like not all law enforcement is like that. I have met some officers that are very respectful, but me having that hate towards them has put me in a lot of trouble, because every time I get pulled over or any time that there's a problem, like I'm ready to take it back 20 years ago, like when deputies or police officers would actually fight you. They would take their badge off and get down with you, But it's a different time, And I just like, you know what? I'm gonna let bygones be bygones. Like me against the street, I ain't never gonna win. Me against against law enforcement, I ain't never gonna win, So I'm not here trying to make a mockery of me being a fugitive. It was because my father got sick and I knew his days were limited, so I had to be there for my family. And it wasn't about only my father, because I accept what happened with my father. We fought as much as we can. I know why he wasn't upfront with us, because our culture of being macho, and my dad was strong because my dad had cancer. He told me that he had a tumor behind his liver, and he was supposed to cut that off, and just that tumor had cancerous cells. And he smiled at us all the time, and he never told us anything. So it wasn't until he was in the hospital where we found out from the doctors, like, hey, he's in stage, I don't know when's the last stage, but stage 4 cancer. That I was like, what the fuck? And me being his best friend, I'm like, wow. He kept that from me. He kept that from all his other children. I know how to take that bullet. You know, I was like, it hurt. But I was like, damn, my father has been strong to not tell us. So I'm not going to take that from him. My father was there for me, was there for the homies, was there for the whole family. He was a hardworking man. I respect him. I look up to him. Losing him is going to be different, you know? Like, so I kept it very private. We live in a time where right now everything's about social media and shit, you know? So I didn't want to broadcast my father's death, you know what I'm saying? So I let go of the internet. I let go of the neighborhood, you know, like I stepped away and I just drove away until I knew his days were going to start slimming down, and then I'll return, you know? So that's what I did. You know, I went away, and then I just knew that he wasn't going to get a liver transplant, because when you get, you have to be like 6 months clean. And I knew what he was up against because I already seen 2 of my good friends pass away behind that, you know? So when that was happening, you know, I knew, I accepted what was going to happen, but I knew I had to be there for my sisters, for my brothers, and, you know, my mother and my stepmother, my uncles, my aunties. It was bigger, you know? So I remember back then I used to tell the homies too, like in funerals, hey man, send me a picture of the homie, like of the funeral. And I remember they used to tell me like, nah, bro, like the family doesn't want us taking pictures. It just made me understand that, like, I would never want to post anything and let y'all know that a family member passed away, because you know, we have a lot of enemies out there. There's a lot of bad things out there, you know? And I don't want anybody ever feeling like I need their sympathy, you know? Like, if anything, my family, we're strong. We're good. It's just I don't want people trying to put us down, you know? I don't want anybody disrespecting my father, disrespecting my homies. Like, I have to deal with that in private, you know? So that's why I went away, you know? And there's no disrespect towards, like I said, law enforcement. I did what I had to do for my family. Ain't no disrespect towards all the business that I had going on with other people. Just know that I had to make a choice to walk away for a little bit and let this go for a little bit, you know. But here I am back, and I'm healthy and I'm ready. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, there. I'm ready, and I just know that I'll make everything right. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of business opportunities happening at the moment, and you know, shit was starting to pop off, take off. You know, and it's only been 4 months. You know, so you know, I do want to explain a bit more of being a fugitive. You know, now being on the run it sucks, bro. It sucks, man, because like I had to tell my son, like, hey, man, like I'm gonna go on a long job, like far away, you know, and he was just like, okay, you know, and summer had barely started cracking off, and you know, obviously telling my baby mom, like, hey, you know what? Like, it's time I gotta go, and she just, disappointment, you feel me? Like, people feel like, damn, man, like, again, like, here we are again in this nightmare. And repeating that nightmare, it's worse than a nightmare. It's just like, fuck, you feel cursed, So, me going away, I had to lose contact with everybody. Imagine like you looking at your phone every day, Instagram, or TikTok or YouTube. Like, I let go of everything, I had to let go of the nice cars and the bank accounts and the everything. Just the clothes on my back. And, just a different life. And like I just think if anybody went through that, like you'll start having arguments with your own conscience, and that's the toughest thing that you ever got to go through. Suicidal thoughts were never coming through my head, but I could only imagine what people in the streets that have nothing, that are struggling, that are hungry, go through, But I just feel like God's hand was guiding me no matter what street I turned in, no matter where I was at. Like I would see a police and I would be like, hey, slow down, slow down, slow down. Like, and like, I just turned out to be very, very paranoid, and that would make people that were around me like, what's wrong with you? Because I would never told them that I never told them I was on the run. So I couldn't be in the studio anymore. I couldn't contact people through. I had to toss my phones. I had to do a lot of shit that was different, like get rid of my cards, my bank cards, and just use cash. And like I couldn't go pick up my son from school. Put it this way, I wasn't even in California. I was like somewhere far, far away in the East Coast, but like going state to state at the same time, having to try to like fish to see what was happening with my dad, And I did hear like friends and family were like, hey, where's Byron at? Like, where is he? Like, what the fuck? Like, he just automatically just disappeared. So just so you know, at that time I was out on a $250,000 bail. My charges are possession of a firearm and assault on a peace officer, So just so you know, a judge granted me that. And the only reason why my bail is higher right now is because, if you are a possible flight risk, or if you're someone that you're a two-striker, they could go by bail schedule, or the judge could set it to whatever the fuck they want. I don't know if you've seen, but Suge Knight was like held at $10 million bail, So my bail is not high because I murdered someone or because I hurt anybody. None of that. It's only high because obviously I went away for a bit. They're not aware of my father's death. The law is the law. They're not going to care about that. So they my judge put my bail up to $2 million due to my record and due to me already having bail and due to it's other factors, that come into play. And there's where they set it at. Just back to the what I just went through with my father. I just think it's very, very important that I emphasize on what's happening in this world today, with social media and everything. It just seems that entertainers, TikTokers, and rappers, whatever it is, they only want to display the flashy life, the gold teeth, the chains, the I got cars, I got bitches, I got money. But I don't ever see anybody talking about mental health, you know? I don't see anybody talking about um trauma, about anxiety, about stress, you know? So I just think that it's very, very important that I touch bases on that, you know, because a person that has lived the life I've lived, I know it's rough. It's hard, you know? And if you live in LA, you know, and not only that, I just think every other big city could share with us, like Oakland, San Francisco, Texas, Houston, Chicago, from all the way to Phoenix, to like big cities, all the way to Miami. Everybody has their ghettos, you know? So I'm talking to every ghetto out there, man. Like, I know that mental health is a big thing, you know? So I really feel in my heart that I need to share my testament with y'all, because I know it ain't easy. I know it's very, very hard, you know? And so when my father passed, um, I lost my best friend and someone that supported me through the music that y'all love today, you know, and he was there when I was selling drugs, to when I was carrying guns, to juvenile hall, to YA, to prison. You know, very supportive through every girlfriend I had, school, you know, going to the deans, you know, everything, you know, and even being out here, courts, he used to always be like, be strong, you know, like he was always the one that was there. So that's why when he got sick, I was just like, man, I owe my dad like a million times more. So just so y'all know, I feel like my father's in my conscience now, you know, and so when he passed away, um, just know that my last day with him, I was playing music for him, you know, and I was playing, you know, Vicente Fernandez. Um, my family's from the border right there in Guatemala and Mexico, so they play a lot of marimba. I was playing that for him. You know, I was playing that song Un Puño de Tierra. You know, he sang that to me about 2-3 years ago, you know, because he knew he was gonna, I think he knew, but I learned a lot from my father, you know, so him being in my conscience, it was just more like, hey, son, be there for the family. So me being there for the family was just like, hey, I want to be there for my sisters. I want to be there for my brothers. Shout out to my brother Jonathan. He's in Solid Dad right now. GP. You know, I love you, bro. You know, he's doing life, but he's going to get out. I felt for him. I felt for all my other brothers, you know, Jason, Bianca, Kimberly. Um, I felt that it was more like, hey, be there for them. And then pretty much what I didn't understand was people grieve differently, you know? So I couldn't, like, I was new to this, you know? I just made myself available. I was just like, hey, bros, sis, cousins, uncles, aunties, fuck what I'm going through. Because money can replace support and family, you know? So I never told my family what I was going through. I just told them that, hey, I'm here, you know, and my last days with my father, I was outside the hospital and I felt like the U.S. Marshals were gonna run up on me. I felt like the bounty hunters were gonna run up on me. Like maybe somebody or in some system there was gonna see that my father was ill or see that he passed away, you know? So I delayed me going in there. I delayed me turning myself in because my father did pass away. And when he passed away, I wanted to be there for my family and arrange my father's services and be that son and that guy I was supposed to be, you know? But it's something for sure that I learned is that people grieve differently, you know? That people will probably go drown in liquor, or people will go and just hide and disappear. But I knew it was my time to perform. It was my time. Like I carry my father's name and I was right there. Like, what can I do? You know, what can I do to make the situation better? And every day I wake up, I was in peace because I felt like my father was in my conscience, you know? And I still do every day that I wake up. But I have learned that through death, especially of a parent, like people grieve differently. And I can't force that. I can't force for people to act a certain way. People grieve differently, you know, and this goes out to anybody that's going through, you know, some type of struggle, you know, some type of mental issue or some type of stress. Like don't give up the faith. Pray, you know, like you have to somehow, you know, like find a way to let it out, you know, like you don't have to cry. Maybe it's through exercise. Maybe it's through writing, but just don't hold it in, you know, because I held it in and I did write some songs and all that, but man, that shit was rough, you know, so just letting y'all know that me going through that was like, man, you know what? I have a platform and I have to share my testament with my fans or with anybody. Shit, you ain't gotta like my music, you know? But anybody being raised in the ghetto, like, just know that I am that guy. I have been that guy in the neighborhood since I was a kid. Everything. No bullshit, no cap. It's not because I'm boasting about it. Like, I'm letting y'all know that this shit fucks with you, you know? Like, you start having issues mentally when you grow up, you know? And I'm just letting y'all know, for those that are in the streets, that, hey, that listen to my music, I appreciate y'all. And that y'all a part of me and I'm a part of you, you know? So I would I just want to let y'all know that y'all actually do help me get through what I'm getting through, you know, and I'm addressing the mental health thing, the trauma, the everything, man, and just know that I'm sorry, you know, like I know y'all want to see me with all these gold chains and the girls shaking asses and shit. Like, honestly, I don't care about that shit, man. Like, my thing is that all of that's for show, you know? And here and there, I'll probably get into it and do it. Like, all right, I hire this girl. All right, I'll buy this chain. I'll buy this car, this and that, man. But there ain't nothing like friendship. There ain't nothing like support. There ain't nothing like love, man. There ain't nothing like dedication, loyalty. People don't talk about that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, but I was just raised different, you know? And you know, just everybody hang in there, you feel me? Because, you know, bills are getting higher. Life is getting harder. The only way you're going to survive out here is if you go move to a little town where there's farms and shit, you know, like it's hard out here, you know. So just know that I don't mind sharing my testament through my music. If you really hear my lyrics, I don't boast about shit, you know. Like if anything, I talk about the streets, you know. And just recently, I was reminded of that. And before I close out on this topic about my father, um, I do want to tell my family that I love y'all, and you know I can't wait till we all reunite again. I know y'all didn't know, but just know that my family's finding out right now as I'm telling y'all, you know, because they never knew. But when my father passed away, he had his services. I was there present, and I was only there for like about planned to be there like 30 minutes or an hour. But God looked over me, and I was there the whole services, and I was even there able to do a speech, you know. And I really, really want to tell everyone that was involved in my life at that time. If you didn't know, I'm sorry if you're barely finding out, but I had a lot of support around that time, a lot of good friends that I never thought would come through. You would have never thought, but I call them my angels, you know? They were right there just protecting me. When my father's services, I waited. I waited. I didn't turn myself in because we had to arrange his services, and then we had to have the services. So I remember getting suited and then having to go to his services and thinking like by now the marshals know. They know now. So even if I was to go in there for 30 minutes, it's worth those 30 minutes. I was ready to risk my freedom, everything, just to be at my father's services. But I was there. And I had some people out there. I had a good amount of people circulating, making sure everything was cool. You know, like we was on point. I had some car clubs and motorcycle clubs out there, like patrolling, making sure, you know, we was looking to see if we seen any hop out boys, any cops come out. Like I said, I'm not trying to make a mockery of it. It was that serious, you know? Like, I had to be there for my father's services. That was just life for me, you know? And I was there. And thank you for everybody that was there. I love y'all. I owe y'all $1 trillion. You know, I'm in forever debt. So, you know, just moving on from that, you know, just to let y'all know that that was my experience. That's what happened. And I'm sorry that I disappeared. But after the services, my attorney went on vacation. So I had to wait for him 3 weeks until he came back. So that's when finally I turned myself in. You know, and I never meant, like I said, I'm not here to make a mockery of law enforcement, because I know if they wanted to, they'll fucking do their homework and they would have fucking found me, you know? But I just think that there's so much going on in LA that they pick and choose, you know? And I turned myself in, you know, and that was the plan. We just respectfully take care of my stuff with my family, turn myself in, and fight for bail. Because 9 times out of 10, after you go fugitive, you go rogue, you run, they will shut down your bail. They could give you a no bail. So I walked in with my attorney, and he didn't even tell the judge about my father. It's just me turning myself in. Luckily, the judge gave bail, but the judge gave bail at schedule, meaning that she was gonna hit me with a very, very, very high bail, And just know that I went inside the county jail, and me going inside the county jail again, because I had a riot with the sheriffs. They usually throw me in K-10, high power. But me going through that, I did see how much love and how much the streets, and I'm talking about the underworld, like everybody. I'm talking about like from the bums to the drug dealers to the pimps to the other races. Like they know when they was in YA, they used to be like, hey man, all the raza used to be playing you. And then shout out to everybody that I met through processing. The homie fucking Diablo from Eastside Longo. I had the homie Danger from Westside 18, Colombia Little Psychos. I know he in there right now. The homie Terco from La Mirada Locos. The homie Lento from Eastside 18. I met some fellas from East Coast Crib. Shit, like I got snatched up as soon as I went up in there. They threw me in K-10. But and then they cleared me the next day, and then they shot me to 2224, the 2000 floor in LA County. I'm banned from going to Supermax. Going to the 2000 floor, it brought back a lot of memories, like back in the day when I used to be right there doing my little thug dizzle, with the fellas. And I ran into a lot of familiar faces, and they rolled out the blue carpet for your boy, But it was just a reminder, like, man, like this shit don't stop, Everybody out here could be living a good life and everything, but there's a lot of brothers, there's a lot of sisters, wives that have their family members in there. They might have their father in there, their grandfather in there. So just know that, like we're not all perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like we make mistakes. Also, everybody's not guilty, like just because you see me turning myself in or because I have another case doesn't mean that I'm guilty. Like I've been falsely accused of a lot of other cases, and like I said, I don't want to boast about it. Like, oh yeah, like, but I've dealt with the court system and they never convicted me, So there's a lot of people in there that just are locked up and they're innocent. It could have been that they were at a quinceañera with their uncles and they fought each other, and then the police end up locking them up. It could be a kid because he hears about all these murders out here. He carries an army knife and he's in there for possession of a weapon. Not everybody's a gang member in there, But when they're in there, I don't judge them. I don't think that they're guilty. I think that they're trying to make it home just like everyone else, So when I made it in there in 2224 in the 2000 floor, I ran into some familiar faces. So I do want to thank them for, welcoming me and then giving me hospitality. The homie Yogi from 38th Street, like me and him been knowing each other for a long time. Shout out, baby boy, you already know. The homie Ciego from KHA, his Sally Gallo from Brown Price Sureños. The homie Dopey from Southside 18 was right there. The homie Silent from Pomona 12th Street. The homie Fatal from Easy Riders. The homie Downer from Lennox. I seen the homie got all blasted on the face and shit. He's all tatted up now, but Marcelli, he was a resident from San Fernando Valley. Pops, shout out, brother. Thank you, man, like for embracing me and our talks, and and being very, very gentleman-like, and the county jail's not that bad, and there's where I had to make a choice, like bail out or stay in here. So I do have family and friends, investors, a lot of people that believe in me. And they were like, nah, Dopey, you're more resourceful. You're more worth to everything. You're very talented out here. You don't need to be in there. So the bail was very high. But I do want to tell y'all that, if y'all have family in there that's busted, like, shop around, look around bail bonds. They have different deals. You know what I'm saying? I did want to let y'all know, like, I'm not busted, like, for a murder or anything like that. Like, where maybe they wouldn't have granted me bail at this time. Maybe my bail would have been like 5 million or 10 million. But the only reason why my bail was higher is because of the situation I had to go through. So either than that, my bail would have been like 100,000 or the most a 250,000. But due to the circumstances, it was raised. But a lot of different bail bonds have different rebates. They have different percentages. They have different qualifications. With me, it took about a week back and forth with certain bail bonds and shopping around and everything. And just know that I've seen some entertainers post this type of bail, and I was just like, man, like any regular homie would be like, man, you know what? Just keep me in here, man. Like, why spend all that money? But at the same time, I was just more like, you know what? Like, this ain't me no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Like being in jail, and like I got a career. Like, I already accepted what happened with my father. Like I say, he's in my conscience. I already did what I had to do with my family. Shit, I risked a lot. I put a lot on the line for them, And here I am. So I owe it to myself, and I owe it to my fans, and I owe it to all those that's going through these mental problems, Like, and going through these traumatic situations and everything. Like, I'm right here to let you know, like, hey, man, hang in there. Or, hey, girl, hang in there. Like, you ain't alone in this shit. Like, shit, times are good and then times get bad, but times will get good again, So that's when I made that choice that, you know what? We about to post this fucking bail, man. Fuck that. And it's not because I'm flossing or none of that. I've seen all the comments and all that. Like, the internet will be the internet, but I want y'all to know too, I don't go looking for attention. You feel me? Just know that I don't do anything illegal. Like, my career is being an entertainer. And I am a musician. So I have to broadcast my life. I have to share my testament with people. And I really do hope that it helps somebody out there. And shit, I'm not right here trying to be like, oh yeah, we got big money and we do this. Hell no. I just want to let y'all know that this is another time in my life that shit got rough. But hey, here we are. And I continue fighting, and I never give up. And I don't want y'all to give up. So don't give up. Keep fighting. Just how I am. I think that was the wrong time. But I don't think people want to clap around. I just forgive my DJ. Yeah. But don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep going. Like how I am. I do still have a pending case. I might have to do time, but I'm not giving up. I am gonna go in there respectfully to the law, to the courts, and fight my case and do what I have to. So it could go either way. It could go that I could get convicted or not, but regardless, I am sharing my life with y'all. And yeah, it isn't like I just pulled $2 million on my fucking ass and it was like, oh yeah, let me go floss about this shit. Nah. I do it because I'm letting y'all know why I've been MIA, why I was missing, why, certain business that maybe people were wondering, like, what's going on with Dopey? Like, I'm going to square that off with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of music in the chamber, and I look forward to working with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here doing my thing. I do not condone being that type to troll and bring controversy. It just seems that nowadays everybody likes controversy, and I'm just giving y'all part of my drama, but in a gentleman way. You feel me? Like, hey, I went through this. I really went in there. I got out, and this is some news that I want to share with my fans, and I hope that you guys appreciate that, because I think a lot of my fans are a lot of people that go through a lot of issues. And maybe for those that just want to get entertained, hey, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching, and regardless, just know that I hope that y'all could learn on my life and just be like, hey, being a gangster out here, that shit ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? You could be a nobody too. Just remember that. Never gangbang, never done anything. And you could still end up in a fucked up situation, Mental health is a motherfucker, Like, just know that you might not be happy with the life that you have. You might want it to live a little more on the thriller side, being all like being involved with certain things. I'll tell you this, when I'm in my hospital bed, ready to die, I know for sure that I'm going to be like, whoa, I went through everything. For sure, for sure. Within the books, though, of the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I'm not downplaying those that, try to do good in their 20s, and in their 30s, they start being rebellious. Or in their 40s, they want to start living more exciting. I just lived all that shit as a teenager to my 20s to my 30s, and I just like, fuck. Like, I really do. Once, soon, I'm going to want to live in peace. I hope I could get that peace, but I'm fighting for that peace, Like, shit. I know a lot of people be like, $2 million bail is a waste of money. It's not. It's my freedom you talking about. You feel me? It's my son. It's my family. It's my dreams. So it's worth every penny. And it ain't your money. So fuck you worried about it. Straight up. And thank you to all my supporters. And I'm talking about my family and my friends and my investors that are there that do believe in my talent. And they remind me of who I am. Be like, hey, Dopey, we believe in you. Come on, bro. But sometimes somebody needs that support, I didn't think that I needed it, but when I started feeling that love, I was just like, wow, like, damn. I wouldn't be here without my support system, I probably would have been who knows where. But I felt love and I felt support. And I was just like, wow. So for anybody, that have some friends or homeboys or homegirls that's going through it out there, just, give them that hug, send them that text message. Like, shit, like I said, maybe I had some of my dad in me. You know how I said that my dad never told me anything? That's how I started understanding, like, damn, I never share my problems with nobody. So I'm like my dad. So that's why I understand my dad. So rest in peace to my father. I know he's been watching me through this whole thing, and I know he's happy and proud and like, hey, you're here. Now you could do the clapping. There you go. So there we go. The bail was tough. It was stressful, but my family, my friends, my investors, my everybody is was very, very positive. It was just like, no, we getting you out. And that's it. And I was just like, oh, okay. Thank you. No, but it was like, hey, it's your choice. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me give this a shot again. Let me be more. I've learned. I stared the devil at his face, and I didn't blink. Even then I didn't break it down. And because I had God's help in my heart and my father, like, man, don't be scared of these fucking chump, And I'm not, So big ups to everybody out there going through the struggle. I met some people that were very, very, very struggling in the county jail, man. They were like, Dopey, like, Lord, can you hear, man? And when thugs cry and pay back, and they knew every lyric. And I was like, fuck. And this is all raza that's struggling, some drug addicts, you had some homies like that were doing good in their 40s that just made one mistake, but they'd be like, hey, Dopey, like, we seen what you're going through. So, man, shout out to everybody I met up in there. So some names that I didn't mention, like, hey, I love y'all, man, and thank you for rolling out the blue carpet. You feel me? So yeah, now I'm on this ankle monitor. That came with the $2 million bail, a requirement. It doesn't mean that I can't do business with people out of state or I'm on house arrest. Like, I'm actually able to go out. If I go out of state, I think I have to contact the bail bonds and then give them a heads up. So we open for business. All right, we had to take a little break, Shit got like over an hour. So, more on a positive note, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that I let y'all know what I was going through recently. And that was very hard, So, shit. I know ain't nobody trying to hear about no stress and depression and all that, but it's very, like, it's not mentioned nowadays, So I just thought that I'd bring it up. And I addressed it already. And, you'll hear it through my music. And I hope that it'll help anyone out there, And moving on a more brighter note, I do want to talk about upcoming projects. That's very important because life goes on. Like I tell the homies in the pen and the county jail and out here, the show must continue regardless. You know what I'm saying? So the show must continue no matter what. The wheels must keep turning. The 6 Block Records is still here. I'm still here. And I want to make sure that my music group brings the best out of our hometown, out of our section, out of our state, and just period for the world out there to get good talent. Because I know I'm not the best motherfucker, but the people that I have lined up and ready to come out here, perform, and put music out there is definitely very talented. And it's because I believe in them. And just how once upon a time I wanted a chance, like I'm trying to give them that little push, Just so you know, like I said in the video when I got out the county jail, I do have some albums locked and loaded, ready to drop. I do have my solo album. I also have the compilation album with Gangsta Wish. It's called Omerta. It's ready. We got videos ready. I also have the album with the 6 Block and Crime Family with Mr. Criminal. We working on that with producer Critical. We probably like halfway done with that, but now that I don't have to look over my shoulder and shit, I'm gonna make sure that I'm in the studio and we knocking out videos after videos and song after song. You feel me? That album is actually gonna be fire because every time I go to the studio, like I just get off the dome with that shit, you know? So shout out to Mr. Criminal and the Crime Family, Tamps, Critical, everybody, you know? Just so you know, too, during my days I was on the run, I did see King Lil G, you know, my brother from another mother. Shout out to my boy Psycho, you already know. Love you, my boy. Me and Lil G linked up. He looked great. He just came back from tour and shit. And then I didn't tell him, but he knew. He's like, everything cool with you, bro? I'm like, yeah, everything cool. But we talked about me and him working together some more. You know, I told him too, like, hey, man, shit, I'm ready to shoot my part of Gangsta Function right here in this backyard, you know. And he started laughing at this shit, you know, because I seen that him and Young Drummer Boy did that Gangsta Function and shit. So a lot of people, a lot of fans been like, hey, Dopey, like, when you gonna shoot your part? Shout out to Mr. Shadow too, you know, that came out in that song. I think that fucking song was a banger. It was like me and Lil G were talking about it. It's like a cipher to see, you know, our talent. You know what I'm saying? I think me, myself, I brought that shit, you feel me? Like, but hey, props to everyone else, you feel me? But you already know, man, that shit, I had to bring the gutter and the ghetto up in that motherfucker, you know? So shout out to the homies. You know, I had to represent. So me and Lil G gonna be working a lot together. Today, I got out. I reached out to Capone and Clumsy, the high power soldiers and all that. So we gonna link up soon and talk business again. You know, those are my brothers as well. Shit, you know, I know I left a few songs behind with Lil One. You know, I told him I was gonna roll up to San Diego. And, you know, we was gonna link up with Mr. Shadow and shit and make some things happen. You know, so that's just going on with me, you feel me? Like, just a little ballpark figure, like, hey, you know, the little things that was in the mix and was about to happen, but it got put on hold. Also, what got put on hold was the 6 Block compilation. So that's another album that was on the works. So I had my boys from San Diego, West DeMars. I had my boy Lil Lucky, Young, Phantom, Navik from Wilmington, right there ready to work. My boy D9 from Watts, Grape Street. Buckwheat, Buck from 18th Street, Columbia, Little Psychos. What up, Buck? My boy fucking Oxnard Pugs, E-Rock, you know, from Oxnard. Big ups, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, we was dropping heat before I went on the run. You feel me? So, and last but not least, and not last, because let me save the best for last. Flocks, you know, from Northside 18. Thumper from North Bay. Shit, Kid Cash from Boston. All of these individuals are very, very talented, you know, and I got to give them a shout out, man. And I know they've been like, damn, what's up with Dopey? But y'all hearing it for yourselves. Just how my family, my bloodline's hearing about this for the first time. All the people that was under the 6 Block compilation, they hearing it for the first time. And the fans. So I'm giving y'all the explanation all together. And overall, that I had to put things on hold because I had to go through my personal things, you know. But we got that weekend jam The Weekend. We got all types of shit that we got to shoot videos to. Like, just know we're gonna hop back on that 6 Block compilation. And like I said, last but not least, is my boy Rodo G from Oxnard. You know, like he's been holding the torch down. Him and Gangsta Wish for the 6 Block doing their thing. Shout out to Rose Ave over there in Oxnard. You know, shit. I'm more every time I go there, I'll be concerned about the police and shit, cause I'll be like, fuck. I'll be hearing the Hoodas be fucking with us. So every time, like, oh shit, you know. But I know Rodo G started his clothing, you know, like his brand and all that. So we gonna support that. But he's also been working on a lot of projects. Very talented individual. Always believed in him. And today we just dropped that Summertime West just to give y'all a little, you know, like a little taster and shit. But just so you know, like I don't put too many people side by side with me, you know. If you're rolling with me, I don't put you under me. I put you side by side with me, you feel me? So Rolo G is definitely somebody that's very, very talented, and he deserves his flowers, and he does good music. So I really do want y'all to, you know, give him a look out. You know, check him out, check his music out. You know, he's somebody that definitely has a lot of potential, and he's riding with us. So I give him my cosign, and also everybody that's under the 6 Block compilation is somebody that I give all of them my cosign. You know. So Rolo G has a lot coming through, and I hope whatever it is whatever plans he has, I can't wait to sit down and talk to him, because I haven't talked to him yet. I can't wait to hear, you know, his plans and what he got in mind and everything, because I've also been there where I wanted to do something before and other artists didn't really support my vision, you know? So I want to let everybody know out there that if you fuck with us, if you fuck with the 6 Block, just know that we always gonna help you get to your dream, and you're gonna ride side by side with us. You know, you don't have to live in our shadows and do none of that. Like, if you fuck with us, man, we gonna help you too. You feel me? So I got a business to run, and like I said, you know, when I put things on camera or whatever, it's because I have to record. I have to bring y'all that content. And I don't do anything that's breaking the rules, you feel me, within my good people out there, my active people, my people that are not with the shenanigans and the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you with the program, just know that I'm doing everything within the rules, you know, and I try to make sure that my company's within the rules, and everybody that's flying the 6 Block flag and that's rolling beside us, like the Crime Family, like Rodo G, like Oxnard Pugs, like Big E-Rock, like West of Mars, and my boys from Wilmington, like, hey, all love, man. They all solid. You feel me? We also collaborating. Just know Young Dopey in the 6 Block is also collaborating with the West Factory. You know, those are my friends from the Sandbox. You know what I'm saying? They getting involved with production. They're getting involved with events. So we're looking into venues to see if we go perform over there in Oxnard, if we go to San Bernardino, Ventura, San Diego. We're gonna start lining up our own shows. So the West Factory is like a one-stop shop. You know, you have the fellas that are serious about this music movement, and they're also involved with printing. You know, clothing, and everything that we do together. They're rolling side by side with me too. You know, so you also catch 6 Block and the West Factory at the SoFi Stadium at the Rams games. You know, it's probably like for a season you got like 6 games that are, or 6 to 8 games that are home. You know, so just know that we'll have the 6 Block West Factory tent right there all the time. You could come and get merchandise, from our store. You don't only have to shop online, and just know the online store would it will be back up in a few days. One thing at a time. You feel me? So if you ever come to the SoFi Stadium to see the Rams or see another team of that you root for, just know that we'll be there. I might not be there all the time, but we will have a team member there, and I will do my best to try to be there as much as I can. And sometimes I have to take my son, to the movies or do something, but 50-50, I'll be there so we could take some pictures, so we could talk, so we could have a beer, catch something to eat. And, like, I look forward to these family events, like I fuck with everybody in the city. You feel me? So I welcome y'all to come through, bring y'all kids, bring y'all wives, like look around, chop it up, shit. Like y'all more than welcome to come to the tent and chill out, So I look forward to meeting every single one of y'all, just trying to be on a more positive, productive tip. So shout out to my boys from the West Factory, holding it down, especially when your boy Young Dopey was gone. Check out their website, the westfactoryshop.com. Make sure that you get your merchandise from there, and also you come to the SoFi Stadium. We do pop-ups as well, so make sure you follow them on Instagram. They might roll up to colleges or be at the beach or be at other places, but the location will drop and you guys could roll up. I might be there too. I do want to say that there's just too much. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. There's like the fellas from Orange County, Wicked. Shout out to the boy. I know he's probably like, fuck you been at Dopey or shit, so you want to clap because Baby D, the DJ's from Orange County. So. My bad. We be area tripping. But now shout out to my boy OG Wicked. I know he's been waiting to work with your boy, and we're gonna work together. Shout out to Smalls. I got a song coming with him. Man, shit. Oh yeah. Also, for the dog events and stuff, like the bullies and all that, like I'll do my best to make it there. I got a show out Prairie and Century. Follow them on SoFi, Trouble Twins. Just know I'm about to breed them. They're already gonna get to their 2 years. So they got a good bloodline. They are healthy. So that's one of my best investments I ever made. They're very lovable, loyal. Like, shit, I was in the county jail worried about, damn, I was like, what are my dogs doing? Like they held me down, when I was on the run. They were like my partners in crime, you feel me? So I hope y'all get to know them, what else? My time could be limited, depending if I take a deal or not, or depending if I'm gonna take this shit to trial. But if I do, just know I'll be gone for a little bit, and I have so much material left behind. I would be doing I have a lot of upcoming interviews. So if there's any questions or anything, that you guys want to ask or anything, like, get on live or something. And yeah, just keep on the my Instagram. I gotta log in back to my Facebook, TikTok, and all that shit. Just I gotta catch up with life. You feel me? And I can't wait till I start taking my son out, hugging my mother, seeing my brothers and sisters, seeing the homies. You know what I'm saying? Spencer homies, but I probably won't be in the hood that much anymore, man. But you want to catch me, you come to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I'm getting old and shit, man. So it's time that I just focus and live in the studio and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Can't tell if you have gray hair, dude.
yeah. I be shaving my hair, so. Hey, but I love y'all. I hope that y'all really felt this one. I just felt like I had to bring it to y'all. I still gotta holler at Pac-Man too from 60s because we had a project going too. So I don't know what happened with him, but fuck, like there's a lot of things I gotta catch up to. But I look forward to sharing it all with y'all. And y'all be strong, high spirited, animo. I love y'all.
Homies, program time. Shake them sheets, brush that grill, roll up that mat. Program time. Ha ha. Program time, baby. Early in the morning, get that ass up, baby. Let's get that money, biscuits and gravy. Keep one on top of the Colt 380. I don't move to the hood, say so.